But that's also because I had a lot of info that I wanted to drop down all at once. And I was also I'm also a little sick. But, let's see. The story trailer popped up, and there's been a couple of Twitter leaks by Insomniac. And there's also a lot of speculation going on. So I want to clear things up to make sure that you guys know what's true and what's not true. And stuff that I personally think is true. But, you know, it may or may not, so don't quote me on it. So let's start with the stuff that is 100% true. It looks like that Marvel Spider-Man 2 is going to be taking a lot of inspiration from the Kraven's Last Hunt storyline.
I've got an idea how to settle this. Dance off.
So yeah, a lot of it looks like that's going to be a lot of symbolism for Kraven's Last Hunt, which is a good story for Kraven for the most part, but it's also a very dark one because it usually ends with one of the villains being in a body bag. Not really the story that you want to tell for the most part. But we already were told that Marvel Spider-Man will be a lot darker story pacing than all the other ones. Which, yeah, that's awesome, and I am all for it. I am all for Marvel Spider-Man 2 having a very darker theme and pace. So yeah, and we got told that there's 3 boroughs that you're gonna be able to access other than Manhattan, which is Queens, Brooklyn, and Staten Island. I guarantee there's more. I had to say there's going to be more. I also guarantee that Manhattan itself is probably going to be expanded itself. So the worst part about it is I knew that there was a lot of weird speculation where people were going like, oh, this is going to be a multiverse game. I want this to be a multiverse game. Like, dude, why do you guys want a multiverse game? That's already been done when it comes to Spider-Man. So shut your bitch ass up. It's been done twice. Like, seriously. And yes, I don't really expect them to do another version of a multiverse game for Spider-Man. Declaring the fact that Beanox already perfected that design. And it was actually comic book inspired. They didn't pick and choose everything that they did. They didn't pick and choose everything for the superhero storyline. But, yeah. I know a lot of people are like, oh, this is a DLC then for Marvel Spider-Man because you're literally in New York. Motherfucker, what do you expect to be when it comes to Spider-Man? Spider-Man is a New York superhero. Why the fuck did you expect anything different? Like, seriously. I don't get this whole mentality of I'm gonna sit there and shit upon a game because that hasn't came out yet because It's not fitting my criteria of what a sequel should be. Like, what the fuck? Do you expect Spider-Man to be all over the world? That's not Spider-Man's deal. His name is the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. It isn't the intergalactic superhero Captain Spider. And why is this now becoming a problem? Like, it is now becoming an issue that Spider-Man stories take place in fucking New York. Since when has that ever been a problem? And it feels to me that there's a lot of complaining for the sake of complaining now, which is, okay, cool, gotcha. But, why in the fuck now, of all things, that you want to complain about fucking Marvel's Spider-Man? Dude, like... You guys had a game where you could play, where you could put Spider-Man anywhere, like Utah! Fucking Antarctica! Wakanda! And you guys shat upon it! Not, like, I'm not even kidding, you guys shat upon that game!
Yuri, I'm looking at a Fisk site where there's a lot of people, but not much work getting done.
So, what makes you think that they're ever gonna do that again? Didn't really think that through now, did you guys? Oh wait, that's why you guys shat upon it. It wasn't a Spider-Man centric game because it was a story about all the superheroes. As you guys can tell, I'm still salty about Marvel's Avengers downfall, but you know, it is what it is, I guess. You know, some people are mentally ill, so they're gonna sit there and complain about anything that they can find.
Rocket backpacks? Those seem dangerous. Hey guys, those seem dangerous. Almost flattered Sable sending her best guys after me.
Now, yeah. But no, I honestly believe that anyone who's complaining about the game taking place in New York, you're just talking out of your ass. Get over it. It's a Spider-Man game. Spider-Man is a New York superhero. Just be happy that they're doing something that is somewhat unique, which is deliberately making sure that other boroughs are accessible. Like, seriously, what the fuck? This was never a problem for any other Spider-Man game except for fucking Spider-Man 2 of all things. Like, what the fuck? Ultimate Spider-Man took place in New York. Spider-Man 1, 2, and 3 took place in New York. The Amazing Spider-Man games took place in New York. Fucking Web of Shadows took place in New York. Why now is this the thing that people are complaining about? And then there's like, okay, for the storyline, I do believe it. I want to see more to it, but I think the premise of the storyline, for the most part, is the relationship between Peter and Harry. That's going to be the biggest thing into it. And how far Peter's going to go to save a friend. From the little bit we learned. And from looking at the characters that they're picking out for villains, we're seeing Venom. I'm going to say it's going to be Harry Osborn because, yeah, they're not going to do they're not going to do Eddie Brock because they're mentally fucking ill for some odd reason. But yeah, they're not going to do that. But they're also doing the Lizard. If you guys do not know, Lizard's actually a Spider-Man villain that is strongly tied to Peter. Like, was Peter's mentor, helped Peter through college. He was like one of the most important people to Peter's life.
Stable control. What's our status? Sycamore. Checkpoint secure. Free fire zone established.
So yeah, that showing the sun intertwine in that character. And then in Miles Morales' case, Mr. Negative is back. Mr. Negative is the one who killed Miles' father in the game, so from what I'm taking a guess is, or my gander is, a lot of these villains are going to have strong ties to Peter and Miles. All those except for Kraven. So it's going to be another superhero story that is more intertwined with the fact of, well, it's going to intertwine Peter and Miles' world again. Which, I get that. I honestly believe that it should be explored upon still. Other things that they're going to be tackling is Miles going to college. And Peter trying to take the next step in his and Mary Jane's relationship. We've also gotten confirmed that Aunt May's house will be a accessible base in Marvel's Spider-Man. Like, you are able to access that base. And I would like that, and I would believe it would be an awesome idea to give us the ability to repair gear there. Like, what happens is, like, your suit gets extremely damaged or shit like that, or like your equipment gets damaged. You go to Aunt May's house and then you repair it there.
That's smart. Just go right back to what got you time for fire safety lessons with Uncle Spider.
But yeah.
Seen the city this fast. Well, since never.
That's what I believe that they're gonna do, but they also have to make it. I honestly believe they have to make it so there's a reason to access that base. Like for fucking us, fucking Octavius Industries, you access that base to do puzzles to give you certain coins and certain tokens so you can make suits. My personal thought process is they should actually take away this whole suit selection right here and here. Specifically, they should take away this. Because what you're basically doing in here is you're changing your suit through here out of convenience. It makes it way too convenient. I hate to break it to you. This is way too convenient. What will be even better is you making it as a suit selection in both Miles and Peter's area. Where you can go to their homes and put their bases and put their suits there. And make it two different locations. Like, let's say You repair Miles's suit in his home. And you do the same thing with God damn it. There you go. But yeah. That's what I believe. I believe they should actually just make it so you repair and design new suits in the house, like in their basic locations, and then like their side quests help you get tokens to make those suits. We already know that the suit selection is gonna be twice as hot as twice as much as the fucking original game. And I honestly believe, which would be actually the best part about it, is you see all these suits right here? Like every single one of these suits? This and Miles Morales, okay, this suit selection and Miles Morales' suit selection should all be there. Like in the game. I'd say if you're gonna exclude all the DLC suits. Just keep the main core suits that you get within the game. Or if you could do a memorization program, or do a program where, like, every suit you have unlocked in this game, you get that in there. Like, you have to unlock the suits in this game to transfer it to the other game. So it adds a replayability. So, like, any suits that you haven't, you know, unlocked yet, you have to unlock it through the first game. And that data will be shared upon Marvel Spider-Man 2. I also do believe that there's going to be a lot more there's going to be black suit variants of every single suit, which is kind of cool. But I also am kind of frightful for the whole suit selection altogether, because we got glimpses of what every character's suit's gonna like, what most characters' suits look like. We've only gotten one comic suit for each superhero so far that we know is gonna be in the game. And then we have fucking a bunch of Insomniac exclusive suits. Don't make that your majority. Okay? You guys can't be making that your majority. And I do not like the idea of this whole custom shader thing. That needs to die out fast. Like, if you want to do anything that would make a little more sense, instead of doing custom shaders, make it so you can change the color palette yourself. Like, you tweak the color palette yourself. Now that would be awesome. So you can change like the shades of reds on your suits, or change the shades of blue on your suit. And yeah, I like the idea of what they're going so far for the game, and it makes me think that there's got to be a lot more stuff to explore in this game. Does that also mean that there's going to be a lot more collectibles? Think about it. The stuff that you get in this game, a lot of it that is in built-in lore of this game, all comes from collectibles. So a lot of my theory is that there's going to be just as much collectibles in this game, but they're going to be like, let's say, they're going to be all in different boroughs, and they're going to be specific towards each character. Like, let's say, a lot of Peter's collectibles are going to be more towards Queens. Like, maybe we get, like, an old costume design, like, as a... Let's say if you get every single collectible in Queens, you'll get the classic red and black Steve Ditko Amazing Fantasy suit with a light blue back spider emblem. Like, that's your suit. Like, it's the proto-teenager Spider-Man suit. That would be really cool altogether. Like, keep up the theme with the suits being, you know, selective. I personally think that this would be adding some replayability to the game, and I think a lot of people would be enjoying the fact that they're able to get suits that are reminiscent to the past of Peter and Miles. And I know what they're doing so far for Miles is they're giving him a lot more alternate suits in comic books, so they have a lot more to pick up on when it comes to the game. Which is amazing, I should tell you. That is like full-blown spectacular. You should be proud of that. Now another thing I would like to see is, since what they are doing in Marvel, since in this universe, Peter is working. Like, Peter is working with the Daily Bugle freelance style until he gets an actual job. So, let's say this. Peter helps out. Like, Peter will help out Mary Jane once in a while, take pictures for Robbie, which gives us another cast member of the Marvel Universe. There we go.
I feel like a daycare instructor the way I have to keep Sable and the demons.
But think about it like that, and then that gives you like Daily Bugle coins. And let's say that's like a side story altogether. Like, Peter is investigating a line of murders, and it's coming from a person that Peter has never dealt with yet. Like, make it like the Identity Thief in Arkham City. Where you have to go to areas as Peter, like you go to crime scene locations. It's like one of the very few times you get to be as Peter Parker, and you gotta take a line of pictures to figure out what happened. Make it one of the very few times you actually have to stare and like slow things down, and it would also intertwine side stories with Peter Parker, which would be something that a lot of us would need. A lot of us fans would like that for the most part, and that's why I believe so. Now, this ain't a Spider-Man 2 story without me talking about Venom being playable, because that's been a long requested feature in this game. Same thing with the multiplayer. I think you already talked shit about multiplayer, so I'm not going to bother talking about the multiplayer thing, but I am going to talk about Venom being playable. I do not like the idea of Venom being playable in-game. Because if anything, if they're gonna do anything for Venom being playable, it's gonna be a blue ball situation. You're gonna play with him once, and then they're just gonna say, "Oh yeah, by the way, fuck you. You're not ever playing this character ever again, not unless you replay the storyline." Like you won't be able to free roam as him. You would literally just play as him once. If they ever do that. And yeah, I hate to break it to you. Why would you want to play as Venom? This is a Spider-Man story, not a fucking Venom story. I also would like to see a DLC introducing Kingpin. Like, have it be the first time Peter and Kingpin ever fought. Like him as a teenager and shit like that. Now that would be amazing. Alright, guys, I will be right back. I had to grab something real quick because, yeah, I'm doing this unscripted, which is also kind of why I'm all over the place. So, I'll be right back. Gotta grab something. Okay, I am now back. I am back to talk about Marvel Spider-Man 2 again, because... Ow! Toe! Shit! Alright, so...
Requesting backup for officers under fire. Report came in near Gracie Mansion. Over.
Yeah. Venom being playable. I do not like the idea. Because it's just going to be a blue ball situation. You're just going to unleash a whole new set of fans. They're just going to sit there and bitch, moan, and complain because... Oh, I only get to play Venom once. I can't free roam as Venom. Oh my god, I can't free roam as Venom. I can't masturbate over a big bulky symbiote alien. Oh my god, I can't. You're edging me. You're edging me. That's honestly what you're gonna fucking hear. That's honestly what you're gonna fucking hear by making him playable.
Yeah, I'll step in. Right out, someone who can fight back.
There we go. But yes, that's honestly what you're gonna hear for making Venom playable. There's no point in making Venom playable. And yeah, I find it kind of stupid that people are actually demanding for it, because I don't think people realize that the reason why Venom was playable in Marvel's like for Ultimate Spider-Man was specifically because it was a story that was intertwining both Peter and Venom. The relationship that they have. People don't seem to realize this isn't a Venom story, this is a story about Peter. Venom as a whole, it should be the mirror image of what Peter might become because the Venom symbiote. I would say like one scene where Peter is Venom would make a lot of sense, to have a symbolism of Peter tearing apart the suit because it's turning into something that he's not. But in my eyes, making Venom playable would be like making Mr. Negative playable in the first Spider-Man game. Or making Dr. Octopus playable in Marvel Spider-Man. It's not needed, it's unnecessary.
They're back. Don't let them hurt me.
And it's not going to drive the message forward, it's just going to, you know... That's my personal thought process, though, and if... Get back here, you little fucking piece of shit. No, it's not needed. That's all I'm gonna say. It's not needed. If you guys want to do it, that's up to you guys. But it shouldn't be forced, if that makes sense. And now let's talk about the multitude of actual Marvel Spider-Man accessibility shit that you're able to be getting. I think we already brought up the 3 different fucking bundles. But now there's a console that you can get that is available for pre-order right now, I mind you. I'm gonna try to pre-order it because I want to at least make the attempt to. So it's gonna be easier access for me to get the game. So, because on launch day, on the game, like the launch of Marvel Spider-Man 2, I will be buying the game. And I will be playing it. With the purpose of doing it firsthand. I've done that with Marvel's Midnight Suns for the PS4. Where as soon as when it launched on PS4, I started playing it. But I'm going to also be doing that for Marvel Spider-Man. Because I want to play the game. And I want to do it in a ample time where, you know, it's going to be extremely relevant.
Attention units. Civilians are trapped following a car accident. Incident is active near Times Square.
But yeah.
Car right down there. Bad one. People could be injured. I've got you. Stay calm. Over here! Help, please!
Okay.
Help me! Please!
There we go.
Okay, my book. They caused the wreck. I need to find whoever caused this wreck before anyone else gets hurt. I'm losing them. I think you forgot to give people your insurance.
Alright, but yeah. I do not like the idea of Venom being playable. That's all I can really say. There's not really much I can add on to that. That's really I can say for the most part, which is amazing. And I believe that should be the one thing that is definitely going to drive this game home. Especially like if there's ones that you could play as both of them, like you could select which one does which side quest, which will also would also amplify like replayability for the game. That will be amazing.
The enemy of my enemy is probably also my enemy. But I still gotta shut this down. So are you guys terrorists or criminals? Because I can't keep it straight.
There you go.
Part of me just wants to let Sable and the demons blow themselves up. Tiny part.
But yeah, it's just one of those things. I'm not all for it for the most part, but I'm actually excited to see what they can do. But yeah, like the storylines, like side quests, adding replayability by having unique dialogue for each character, unique storylines for each character. Maybe unique rewards too, so making New Game Plus like a requirement to just unlock everything in game.
Demons are getting worse. worse than
Now that would be
ever
pretty
was.
cool. I would also like to see something like a way to flesh out these characters. I would say what should be really cool is make Westchester available. Now, if you guys are wondering what Westchester is,
Okay, kids, you can't play nice. You lose your armor-piercing points.
I don't care! Get me out of that fucking silhouette thing. Let me deal with these guys first. There we go.
Demons are down. I'll let you take it from here, officers.
But yeah, I would believe Westchester would be amazing, because in Westchester, that's where Xavier's Institute for Gifted Youngsters will be. That's where the X-Mansion is. Which, I believe that would be kind of awesome. Maybe, like, have stories about, like, mutants there, and make... Even better, have, like... have, like, fucking mutants be one of the biggest villains in Marvel Spider-Man. Like, have them, like, have, like, certain, like, bad villains be in here. Like, I know there's a couple of villains that, mutant villains that Spider-Man has fought as a whole. I would say...
Attention units. Escaped prisoners are rioting in the streets.
do something like Pyro
Tokyo.
is in Marvel Spider-Man.
Great campfire. I've got a scary story. It's about going back to jail.
I guarantee that they're gonna kill off Adrian Toomes, which it's upsetting to think about. But what we could do there we go.
Definitely the worst gang of ruffians I've
But
dealt
yeah.
with in the last 30 minutes.
Maybe do something with Pyro. Do something with Bullseye. Hell, give us more unique villains that aren't just specifically tied to Spider-Man, like Bullseye and Pyro. Or give us like something like the Juggernaut. Like make Juggernaut like the next big villain. Big villain, I mean like big guy villain. Like make him rampage through New York City, and Peter has to stop it. The reason why I believe you should do him instead of Rhino is because Rhino has already had like 2 different games. I was in the game twice, and I just don't see the point of having him in the game a 3rd time. Maybe later down the line, but I would also like to see something like Electro having a little bit of his time to shine. And I know a lot of people, okay, there's a lot of people who are actually believing that fucking... People believe that Green Goblin's going to be in the 2nd game. I say save him for the 3rd game.
1043. The masked terrorists have taken
Have him hit home,
incident was reported near Trinity.
like have that character be the next big bad for the 3rd game. I would also like to see something like, let's bring in one of Miles's love interests. You know, one that actually came from the comic books, that actually has actual fucking marriage. Tiana Toombs. I would like them to bring in Tiana Toombs in Marvel's Spider-Man. Make him be the love interest for Miles. Tiana Toombs being the granddaughter of the Vulture, and yeah, it would be like, oh, my mentor used to fight your granddad all the time. Like, make her like the Black Cat-esque character for Marvel Spider-Man. Maybe have her team up with Black Cat. Have it be kind of like a protege situation.
This is Sable Control. Requesting status update from Park City. Over. Roger, Control. This is APC Foxtrot. No sign of Spider-Man. Weapons free. Clear to engage.
Hey, does this turn into a robot?
Now, it's one of the very few things that I am just expecting for the story, because I don't expect it just to be just Spider-Man villains. Miles and Peter actually do have a different set of villains that is important to note. And I would say a lot of it should be specific for these characters. I would also like to see something like maybe like fucking there we go. Maybe bring back Taskmaster or something. Whatever you do, do not bring back fucking Screwball. And at some point, you guys are gonna have no choice but to, you know, have some form of heroes make an appearance here and there in the game. But make it make sense. Since this version of Spider-Man's more comic accurate, don't expect characters like Iron Man. Expect people like Captain America, Daredevil, Luke Cage, Johnny Storm. People who have an actual relationship with Peter. Wolverine, now that would be something. Now people are like, what do you mean? Iron Man doesn't have a actual relationship with Peter? No, he does not. Peter is not Iron Man Jr. in the comic books. Peter was never a fucking sidekick. In the comic books for fucking Iron Man. They did that. That was an MCU thing. But Captain America has a relationship with Peter. Same thing with the Fantastic Four and Wolverine.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I didn't order any more Sable agents.
Ow.
City just got a tiny bit safer. Nice job, mate.
But no. And it would also give you a reason to intertwine more storylines to this character. I would also say you guys got to come up with unique ways to, you know, introduce new characters in the storyline as well, which is also kind of important. Like the fact, like one of the biggest facts is that you guys are actually telling a story with a pre-existing Spider-Man. So a lot of these supervillains
Can't leave this place, operator. I'll try to close it down.
are gonna have some form of relationship with Peter.
Attention. Maybe make it less ambiguous. Oh, spider logo. Nah, we get to. One less stable observation post. Should make my day a little easier.
But yeah, in other words, show the history of these characters and show the impact that they had to Spider-Man. Like the history of Lizard, the history of Sandman. Bring in these characters with, you know, a full-blown reason to have them still exist.
Be advised, we're getting reports that a riot has broken out. Incident was reported near the meatpacking district.
But yeah, that's all I really could say about Marvel Spider-Man 2.
Just go right back to what got you tossed in jail. Time for fire safety lessons with Uncle Spidey.
Not going back inside. What you doing?
Never understood people whose idea of fun is setting buildings on fire.
But yeah, that's all I really have to talk about for Marvel Spider-Man 2. The game looks very promising. And when more news comes up, I will talk about that, and I'll probably talk about it with more detail to it. But yeah, I'll say check out the story trailer. Check it out. See if it's something that you would be interested in. I know for a fact I am. And yeah, that's pretty much it for the most part. Shit. If you guys like this video, please like and subscribe. Please hit that notification down below if you guys want to see more content like this. I will be still talking about more Spider-Man news when I get to it. Sorry I was a little late to the party for the most part. I was too busy with other games, which was a big issue altogether. And altogether, Marvel Spider-Man 2 should be one of my #1 priorities, is because it's one of the games that are coming out pretty soon, and not to mention, I'm on my way to get that. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and yeah, see you on the next one. Peace.